And good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Frank Malico. Great to have you on board today. We're going to kick it off with a remarkable man, 90 years young this month, and decided at the ripe old age of 85, why not write a novel? In fact, let's write a bunch. He's been a workhorse since cranking out his fourth murder mystery in 5 years, all based here in the Bay Area. His latest is called Murder Made Legal, pitting his favorite characters, Casey the boat bum and his motorcycle gang buddy, Smitty. Let's say hi to the birthday boy, proud Oaklander, now in Lafayette, Mr. Richard Wren. How are you, sir?
Thank you.
Good to have you on board.
I'm happy to be here.
You do not rest, my friend. You just turned 90, what, a couple of weeks ago? And you keep writing books.
Oh, yeah. Why not? Before we get into this, I want to talk. On January the 17th, you had a show. You had a guy on there, 97 years old.
I did.
From actually a veteran, or he escaped.
Yeah,
He escaped Germany. Fascinating. And you did a beautiful job of interviewing, and I was really touched by it. I thought you handled it so well.
Oh, wow.
I understand
He had
now.
to correct me a few times, actually.
He did, yeah. He was gutsy. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it was his story, and I got the book a couple of days before.
Well, now
so
I understand why you have 4 Emmys. So that's
well, very good. Well, it's not about me, Richard. It's about you.
Okay.
90 years old. You're still writing. Give the folks a little background about you. How you started.
Well, as she said, I'm 90 years old, and I been writing. Well, I decided about at age 82, not 85, actually, that I started writing. And I've been writing all my life. People sometimes say, well, you went through, you resurrected yourself. Well, I didn't. I'm the same person that I was before, but I've always liked to write. I never had a chance to do it in the industry that I was in.
You were in insurance.
In the insurance business,
right?
yeah. But I used to make up stories for my kids, and they were easy stories. I think I referred to once before that they'd give me something and say, make up a story, and they'd give me a piece of hamburger, and I'd tell them how the lifelong ambition of the piece of hamburger was to become a T-bone steak or some silly thing or something. So excess of imagination, I guess, and I let it run riot, and here I am writing books.
There you go. Even at the age of 90, you are still cranking them out. Murder Made Legal. Let's talk about it. Casey Slip was your first book.
Right,
your first book. Talking about Casey. He is an Oaklander, kind of a boat bum out on the estuary.
Right.
He's got a motorcycle gang chief who's a friend of his. And those two get together and try to solve, well, you tell us.
Yeah, okay. Well, it turns out that they start out accidentally getting together, and they hate each other initially. Can't stand each other, but they're both accused of murder, so they have to unite and get together. And then they end up eventually becoming friends, and in fact, Casey marries Smitty's daughter. So the story progresses. In this particular story, Casey and the daughter are on honeymoon cruise, and they get a phone call that their beloved uncle is in jail. Has been in jail on a kind of a murder charge, but he insists he's innocent. They believe he's innocent, and they have to come up and figure out how to get him out of jail.
And it's a cold case from like 37
It's from 37 years ago, yeah.
Right.
And they found a shirt with his blood on it. He has no idea how his blood, but they said they used DNA. DNA wasn't available at 37, or wasn't allowed in courts 37 years ago. Now it is. So they used DNA. They found out that it was his blood on that old shirt that had been stored away for 37 years. So now they think they have a cold cut case against him. And the DA is out to get him. The DA and Smitty don't get along very well. They never have. But so it's a very complex story.
And your characters are so rich, and a lot of them come from people in your past, right?
Yeah, Casey is based upon, or Smitty is based upon a friend of mine that actually we shared a place where we kept our sailboats. And he was a liveaboard at the time. And he's kind of a retired Hell's Angel, really nice guy.
Sure.
Become a friend. He and his wife, my wife and I have lunch together occasionally. Yeah. And he's happily
what's he think of this?
Well, he likes it. Actually, on my first book, the first time we had a book signing event, he came to it. And people who had read the book recognized who he was and was asking him for his autograph. He got a big kick out of it.
And you do a little research too. You call the morgue to kind of get details so you can be more descriptive in your book too.
A lot of research. It takes hours upon hours of research, but thank God for computers. You can do it very quickly. I did a lot of research about the Secret Service this time because this book, my next book gets into the Secret Service, so I'm doing that right now. This one, all kinds of research went into it. So.
And you can crank out how much in a day? You sit down at your computer at 9 o'clock, cup of coffee?
I wake up in the morning with ideas, and it's hard for me to get through breakfast without wanting to get up and go to the computer and start to work on books.
Sure.
But I'll start on the books usually 9:30 or so after breakfast. and start going through them actually pretty quickly. I do maybe a chapter or two a day, sometimes less. Sometimes I get hung up on getting the exact phrase or idea or word that I'm looking for. I'll kind of blast through that and put a bunch of red X's in the spot and come back to it later on to keep working.
Right.
But I'm moving right along.
Born in Watsonville, you spent 80 plus years in Oakland. You now live in Lafayette. It's all about the Bay Area. Get into Yosemite in some of your books. It's great stuff, and we wish you all the best. Thanks for coming in.
Well,
again,
thank
Richard.
you, sir.
Always
I
a
appreciate
pleasure,
being-
sir. When you turn 91, I expect to see you with book number 5. Right
I'll be here with bells on.
I know you will. Okay, for more information about Richard's book, log on to Richard Wren with a WREN.com. That's richardwren.com. Amazon works too, by the way. More Bay Sunday right after the break. Stay right there, folks.